Okay, we're going to start our work in section 2 in chapter 5 right now, which is linear factors and zeros of polynomials. Now, if you remember our last chapter, we solved our quadratic equations with a lot of different strategies, and one of those strategies was by factoring. We can do the same thing to find our zeros, our x-intercepts, our solutions of polynomials. We can still factor to find those solutions. So I'm going to write that out here. We found our zeros. Or solutions, just another word, of quadratics by factoring. We can do the same for polynomials. And a lot of those same factoring strategies apply, which is what we'll do in example 1 here. Example 1a. Factoring a polynomial. If I have the polynomial x to the third minus 2x squared minus 15x, I can use some of those same factoring strategies like I said. So the first thing that I notice is that all of these terms have an x in common. So let's factor out an x. And once we do that, we get x squared minus 2x minus 15. And this inside part looks a lot more familiar to us than what we originally started out with. And all it took was us factoring out that x to see. Once we get here, we can think of what numbers multiply to negative 15 and add to negative 2. My pair is negative 5 and positive 3. Bring our x down. So x times x minus 5 times x plus 3. I'm just going to go ahead and do example 1b in the same video. And if you don't need the second one, go ahead and stop and move on to the next one. But if you wanted to practice one on your own here, here's another example. Okay. If I wanted to factor 14 x to the fourth plus 28 x to the third plus 14 x squared. And once I see this, okay, I have all of my coefficients, but notice they're all divisible by 14, and I also have all of my exponents here. I have an x squared in common all the way around. So altogether, I can factor out a 14x squared, and then I'm left with x squared plus 2x plus 1. And again, this inside part is a lot more familiar to us now. X squared plus 2x plus 1. What numbers multiply to 1 and add to 2? 1 and 1. And just to kind of condense this a little bit, you don't necessarily have to take this step, but you could write this as 14x squared times x plus 1 squared.